What's up everyone, Lion Roar here, and we have a brand new legendary hero from the new Far East faction that was just released. This hero's name is ZENKO, and she has really cool art, by the way. So, of course, we're going to take a look at her special, and then I'm going to try and summon for her. But first, if you haven't downloaded Gemstone Legends yet, you're in luck, because if you use the link in the description of this video, you're going to get a free epic hero named Moralia, along with a bunch of gold, gems, and potions. After you download the game, you'll have access to events which will get you even more amazing heroes and loot. Guys, wow. Don't miss this because you do not get this opportunity in the regular app store. Download it now, and I will see you in Gemstone Legends. Alright, so first up, her special is called Fox Glimmer, and what she does is restores HP based on 151% of caster's attack to all allies. That's really interesting. You don't usually see healing based on attack, so that's going to incentivize you, of course, to put attack equipment on her, or at least equipment that has high attack as part of its stats. She also grants increased resistance to all allies for 4 turns. And this is probably the best part of the active special here. Gains protective shield based on 35% of HP for 5 turns. So the protective shield is always very powerful in a game like this because it's kind of like banking healing a little bit. It acts as healing, but it sort of like banks a little bit too to protect against some damage that can be caused. We know this with the other protective shield heroes that are used. And especially if they're really tough and they cause effects for the whole team, it's a really important type of thing. Now, take a look at this passive. This is interesting. Gains protective shield based on 70% of HP for 4 turns at the start of each wave. Wow, that is a lot. That's like, of course, not doubling, but like it's going to feel like it's doubling ZENKO's HP when that happens. Meaning she is going to stick around and she's going to be really hard to kill. And if you try to go for her first, which quite honestly you probably need to do based on the fact that she's going to be healing everybody else, then she's going to stick around and she's going to keep the rest of the team alive. That could be really, really important and hard to deal with, especially with the size of that. So of course, as you can see, not only do you want to have high attack equipment for this, but you want high HP as well, because a lot of this protective shield is based on HP. Also, the passive says damage received is reduced by 4% for every 10% of missing HP. Resistance increased by 7% for every 10% of missing HP. So even if you do get the protective shield down and you start to deal actual damage to her, it's going to get tougher and tougher to deal that damage. And so I think in approaching a hero like this, if it's on defense and you're trying to attack it, you either need to be able to get rid of her right away so that she's not keeping the rest of the team alive. So you need to like sneak in before her special goes off. That means using the red tiles in order to prevent her from using them potentially until she's dead. Or if you're facing a defense that has some heroes that are devastating to your team that she's going to end up keeping alive, maybe you go after those heroes and try to get rid of them first, just to kind of buy yourself some time before ZENKO starts going off. Lastly, she is a resistance leader of red heroes, increases the resistance of all red allies by 60%. So I think that resistance, it's not a powerful effect in this game, but it is one that does tend to matter whenever there's a lot of status heroes out there. So it's sort of an underrated one. People don't really consider. You never really feel its effect in games, even though it's there and it's present. And it does add up. 60% resistance is huge. So of course this is incentivizing bringing a number of red heroes, since it's a red hero leader. On offense, this is a great way to keep your team alive, especially because you have more control over which tile matches you're making and can time these things right. All right, so without further ado, let's jump in. I have a number of scrolls that can be used here to try and get her. And of course, we have all the other amazing heroes that Gemstone Legends has released recently. So I hope I get lucky. We'll find out. There's Han from Far East. Delay. The game froze for a moment. Whoops. All right, our first epic. Arbor. Removes 2 negative statuses from all allies, grants increased speed to all allies for 3 turns, and recovers 2.5% HP for each negative status removed. Another epic. Arenas. 100% chance to inflict a curse on all enemies for 3 turns. Curse is really good, by the way, I like it. And 100% chance to inflict mana choke on all enemies for 3 turns. That one's also good. 100% chance to inflict curse on all enemies for 4 turns on wave start, and accuracy increased by 30%. So that's a good one for any of the heroes that have status you're really trying to get rid of. And with Far East, there's a couple heroes you want that for. That is not a Far East hero, by the way. I just want to make that clear. But it's good against them. Oh, nice. Awesome. Awesome. We just got a legendary hero, Esmerelda. So she is a speed leader among purple allies, increases their speed by 25. The special ability grants increased crit damage to all other allies for 3 turns, grants Board King to all other allies for 3 turns, which is really important because in this game, the more turns you get, the more you get to play, the more likely you are to win. So that's good. 35% chance to gain a recovery for 3 turns. And then grants 10 mana to all other allies while using her special ability if she has 100% HP, or grants 5 mana to all other allies if she has 50% HP or more. And resistance is increased by 30% if she's affected by recovery. Very cool. I'm excited about that. That's really, really awesome. Ooh, we just got Surin. 50% chance to inflict Assassin's Mark on all enemies for 3 turns twice. When he uses his special ability, he inflicts Curse on all enemies for 2 turns if any enemy is affected by recovery, and gains 10% accuracy for every living enemy. Very cool. Alright, we just got Lee. So this is a 4-star Far East hero. Deals damage to a single enemy, 276% of attack, 100% chance to inflict Board Jester on a single enemy for 3 turns, and 100% chance to inflict Mana Choke on a single enemy for 3 turns. So this would be a relatively good one against like the raid boss, for example, if those statuses can land. Damage is increased by 30% if an enemy has less than 50 mana, can match gemstones 4 times. That's always really important, like I just said. Anytime you can make more matches, the more likely you are to win. And Lee gets that, you know, just as a permanent effect, and that affects all the heroes on an offense, let's say, so, or defense, but I feel like you're probably going to be using her more on offense, and so like if you're always making 4 matches with her, all of your heroes benefit from that. Oh, all right. Another epic, Scarlet. Scarlet was actually my first epic ever, so I'm not going to cover her because I've already covered her. We're getting lucky with the epics here. Eiston. All right, I've already covered Eiston too. I think Eiston's very good. He's definitely worth leveling up, especially against, I like using him against the raid boss. Be right back. Another epic. We got Eiston again. And apologies if I'm pronouncing his name incorrectly. If you know how his name is pronounced, you can let me know in the comments. Alright, so that's it for the gold scrolls. We have a couple platinum scrolls here, so let's see what I can get with that. Alright, go Ymir. He's an attack leader in the arena and deals damage to a single enemy, 210% of attack, and ignores 40% of defense. Gains increased speed for 4 turns. And the passive is 30% chance to use his special ability twice if the first deals critical damage. Crit damage is increased by 10 for every 40 speed. So what I think you're going to want to do with this, and I do have a Go Ymir, I really like using him, I think highly of him, load him up with speed and crit rate equipment. Of course, with whatever other ways you can build up that crit damage, you want to do that too, because you want your crit rate to be near 100% or at 100%, and then for the crit damage to be as high as well too. So throw a bunch of speed and crit damage on this guy and he's going to deal a ton of damage. And of course, because the attack is based on attack, you're going to want to build that up too. So I'd say focus mainly on crit rate and speed, with the remaining bits you're looking for being that attack and crit damage. And in epic, we got Torbjorn, who's an HP leader for blue heroes, deals damage to a single enemy, 37% of caster's max HP, and resistance is increased by 100% when at 100% HP, immune to stun. All right, very cool, very cool. Feel like I got lucky getting a legendary hero. Unfortunately, I did not get the new featured hero ZENKO, but if you did, let me know in the comments what you think about her, especially if you level her up and start using her. I'm really curious to know. Also, if you haven't already, please consider hitting that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you know when I drop new videos or go live, and I will catch you in the next one.